Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be playing Modern Warfare, the new Modern Warfare, without any updates installed whatsoever. We're going to be seeing what we can do without the updates, and also I'm going to be showing you how to do it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started with the video. So before we get this video started, I just want to warn you that if you are going to try this out, that there really isn't a whole lot you can actually do in this game without installing any updates. And I mean, like, really not a lot. We'll be going over exactly what you can and can't do, but just so you know, before you even try this out, there really isn't a whole lot you can actually play straight off the disc. So yeah. And also keep in mind that this is also a PS4 only tutorial. It might work on Xbox. The steps should be pretty similar if you do want to try it out yourself, but I can't guarantee anything because I don't actually have the Xbox version to try out. So yeah, on Xbox, you can try it, but I can't guarantee anything. But anyways, let's actually just get started with how to do it first. Alright, so for step 1, the first hurdle we're going to have to overcome is being able to boot up the game without the updates installed. So normally a PS4 game should let you do this pretty easily, but with Modern Warfare, unfortunately, that's not really the case. It actually forces you to update the game before you can even open it. So the first step to doing this is to make sure you don't already have the game installed or installing. If you already have like the game installing already, or you already have the game installed, delete it because you actually will need to have it uninstalled first before we do this. So yeah, of course if you don't already have it installed, then of course you can skip this step. Alright, so for the second step, we're going to need to trick your PS4 into thinking that it doesn't actually have an update available. So in order to do that, you are going to need to go to your PS4 settings, you're going to need to go to your network settings, and you're going to need to turn off the internet connection. So there's this checkbox that says connect to the internet, just uncheck that. Basically what that's going to do is your PS4 is going to disconnect from the internet, but it won't be able to check for any updates whatsoever. So yeah, we are definitely going to need that. So for step 3, it's actually pretty simple. Now you just need to insert your disc and wait for the game to install. It might take a little while because it's got a 30 gigabyte install off the disc before you can actually start playing it, but after that finishes, you can boot up the game and do the first time setup, which is pretty simple. Alright, so after you finish that first time setup, you should be on the main menu. And I guess now is time to talk about what you can actually do and what you can't do off the disc. So you might notice that the campaign and spec ops options are completely grayed out. That's because you cannot access them without the update, unfortunately. Multiplayer is accessible, however, you can only play one map on the game mode. I think it's called Boot Camp, and the map that you can play is Speedball. And basically what Boot Camp, the game mode, is a sort of mix between 3 different game modes. You can play free-for-all, you can play gunfight, and you can play kill confirmed. And the game will kind of rotate between those different game modes as you complete matches. And by the way, yes, these matches are with bots, and unfortunately you cannot customize the bot difficulty. You're kind of just stuck with whatever you get. But yeah, that's actually pretty much everything you can really do off the disc. For those wondering, you can actually use a mouse and keyboard in this pre-patched version. It works just like how it did in the alpha. So once you plug in a mouse and keyboard, before you start up a match, go to the options menu, go to general, and there should be an option to change your input device, and you can just change that to mouse and keyboard. Once you do that, you can actually play with your mouse and keyboard in game. There's also another tab that has keyboard and mouse specific settings. You can change your sensitivity and key bindings in there. So yeah, for those wondering, you can totally do that if you want. Now there is one kind of interesting bug I did notice playing the game without any updates. So when I actually went into the settings to turn down things like film grain and also turn on dismemberment, I noticed that when I backed out of the menu and went back in, the film grain and dismemberment options don't actually save, which is really weird. So both the dismemberment and the film grain options just don't work at all. Other options do, like changing your motion blur and stuff like that. That worked perfectly fine. It's just that some of the options don't work, which I find kind of weird, but hopefully those will be patched by the time I actually finish downloading the update. But anyways, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. So that's how you can play the game without any updates installed. That's exactly what you can and can't do. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much everything. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.